Through reform, we've seen many a car which has shown domination, which can all admire, but when it's come into a season which people are anticipating, coming off the back of a dominant 2003, people only have one expectation from Ferrari in particular: they will not fall without a fight. And this season perfectly demonstrated what a team can do when everything falls into place and they're able to create a machine which is able to work at max performance, from the second it's turned on to the second it's turned off, leaving a legacy for cars to follow in the future. Scuderia Ferrari has a rich history in Formula 1, winning more races than any other team with some of the most famous and successful faces in the sport, from the likes of Niki Lauda to Nigel Mansell, and in the thriving famous red vehicles that everyone recognises as Ferrari. A team where every F1 driver can only dream of driving for, which is what made this particular season one that stands out from the rest. A season of domination, success and bewilderment which could see no other team matching. Ferrari created one of the most famous cars to touch the track in the early 2000s, a car which had the team questioning themselves, a car which proved the team wrong, slapping them in the face at times they couldn't even comprehend, but the proof was in front of them. They had single-handedly crafted a piece of engineering on its Italian-bred V10 screaming at 19,000 RPM, and this will set the season for the men in red and starting in red. A season which would see a bloodthirsty German facing his 7th world title in the eyes. A car so brutal and angry the rules had to be changed for the following season to finally shoot down the prancing horse. By then, history had already been written in the books. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the story of the Ferrari of 2004 and the dominant season they had in 2004. Sit back and enjoy it. Coming off the back with a super dominant season with Ferrari winning 8 out of the 16 races, they would smoke the grid, taking both the drivers and constructors title with ease, and this would gracefully lead into the 2004 season with one of my favourite F1 cars being born, and Michael Schumacher taking his 7th and final championship. The new car was designed to be better than its predecessor, the dominant F2003-GA, but in this case almost everything had been redesigned to further make the car quicker. The centre of gravity had been lowered further along with the weight distribution being improved via the engine chassis. This was along with the suspension exhaust being improved to further increase the aerodynamic advantage of the car they already had. After Ferrari had done the first shakedown at Fiorano, they would then take the car to Imola where it would go head to head with its older brother being the legendary 2003. Now, simulation time did show that the car would be around 5/10ths quicker, but this was back in the day when simulations weren't the most accurate. But what Ferrari did not anticipate was Schumacher setting lap times a full 2 seconds faster than the 2003. Now, yes, Ferrari were bouncing up and down and the new car had absolutely demolished the previous car, but they had a feeling that this was too good to be true, so the digging began. First off, they looked to the ballast in the car, thinking that maybe there wasn't enough, making the car underweight, but this was quickly overturned and this would trigger a 12-hour-long investigation into why the car was demolishing its predecessor. Now, when the investigation was taking place, a smug-faced Schumacher was trying to convince the team that it was his pace and the car was really as good as it seemed, but it still left questions unanswered. The team rescheduled for more testing between the two cars to be carried out the following day, but all they showed was that the F2004 was even faster and the previous car was in an attempt to outsmart themselves, but this all failed. And even when Rubens Barrichello drove the car, he only said the same thing as Schumacher: the car was quicker than last year. And he even said you could take some of the high-speed corners quicker than usual, like no car has ever been able to do before. Ferrari would then rock up to Australia like expected, absolutely swept the field alongside a comfortable 1-2 finish. This will set the growing tone for the rest of the season to come. This would continue into the next set of races, with Schumacher wiping all of them away and taking the trophy with him. This raging streak would soon be crushed in an upcoming race. During the 6th race of the season in Monaco, the race was going smooth until an incident happened between Schumacher and Montoya, which rendered Schumacher out of the race, shattering Ferrari's winning streak, and to rub salt into the wounds, it would leave the door wide open for Jarno Trulli to grab his one and only win in Formula 1. Following the Monaco Grand Prix, Ferrari would make it their goal to focus and force their way through the rest of the season, with the overall pace and dominance shaping the rest of the season, like a carefully made statue. Through the rest of the season, Ferrari would impressively set a win rate of 83%, which would further show how well put together the f2004 was, and when the races rolled by, come the Silverstone Grand Prix, where Schumacher would take his 10th win of the season, and this line of dominance of force would continue until Ferrari had comfortably won the Constructors with ease, and in Spa, we would see Schumacher win his 7th and final championship, with Kimi Raikkonen taking the win. By the end of the season, the true results had surfaced. Ferrari had won 15 of the 17 races, which would forever leave its mark in 2004 and F1 as a whole. Schumacher would take 13 wins in 2004, breaking his record from 2003, further demonstrating his skill. The F2004 would always go down in history as one of the most dominant cars in F1 history, and with this car being a personal favourite of mine, I had to do something special for this carefully made machine, and this will set the stage for many more dominant teams to rise, such as Mercedes with their 7 drivers' titles and 8 constructors, and Red Bull with their recent domination of the grid, and this will continue with the baton being passed to the next car to thunder towards dominance all over again, like the F2004. Ta-ra.